The gate agent's words, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the line. First class is for our premium passengers." Cut through the air with an icy edge. Caleb stood there, a suitcase in one hand, his first-class boarding pass in the other. His tailored black suit likely cost more than the flight attendant's monthly wage, and a gold Rolex glinted from beneath his cuff. Yet Brenda, a woman in her mid-30s with a severe bun and unwavering eyes, looked at him as if he were an intruder. He hadn't uttered a word, simply presented his ticket for seat 1A. "I am a premium passenger," Caleb stated. His voice as steady as the polished floor beneath his shoes. He held the ticket closer, allowing her to see his name matching the ID in his other hand. Brenda didn't even glance. "Sir, please, this is for first class. You'll need to step aside, or I will call security." The line behind him fell silent, their gazes burning into his back. A man a couple of places back, wearing a white golf cap, smirked. "Some people just can't read signs." That was it. Caleb didn't raise his voice, didn't argue. He reached into his jacket, pulled out his phone, and dialed a number, 109. It rang once. "Yes, it's me." They did it again. A pause. "Shut it down." He ended the call, returned the phone to his pocket, and stood quietly. 2 minutes later, the departure board flickered. One by one, every flight turned red. Cancelled. Gasps swept through the terminal like a wave in a storm. Brenda's face drained of color. What's going on?" Caleb didn't answer. Phones lit up. Agents whispered into radios. Supervisors were summoned from their offices. The airline was collapsing into chaos, all because of the man they thought didn't belong in first class. But who was he, and how did he possess the power to shut down an entire airline with a single call? It began a week earlier in a quiet coffee shop in Oak Haven, Georgia. Caleb Blackwell sat at his usual corner table, sipping espresso, typing on a scratched laptop. No one gave him a second glance, and he preferred it that way. He wasn't just another techie on lunch break. He was the founder and CEO of Sentinel Core, a billion-dollar security and authentication firm. If you'd ever unlocked your phone with your face or paid with a tap of your card, chances were his technology had made it happen. He never boasted about it. He didn't need to. "Caleb Blackwell?" a familiar voice called, sharp and laced with amusement. "The billionaire who hides in hoodies." It was Naomi Reed, an old college friend, a quick-witted and fearless journalist. She slid into the seat across from him. "Naomi Reed, the only person who ever beat me in a student council debate." She laughed. "Still sore about that, huh?" They talked for an hour about life, politics, and tech. Then, she asked a question that resonated deeply with him. "Do you ever think about speaking out? About the things you've seen? The way people treat you even now? You could open people's eyes." Caleb looked into his coffee. "That's not how change works, Naomi. People don't listen to quiet black men in suits. They need to see the system break before they believe it exists." She leaned back. "What would that look like?" Caleb didn't answer. 3 days later, he booked a first-class seat on a commercial flight to Newburgh for a major tech summit. For once, he wanted to be seen. And that's when everything changed. At the gate, he stepped into the first-class line. Brenda looked up, saw him, and frowned. "Sir, you're in the wrong line. This is the first-class line." "Yes, but it's reserved for premium passengers. You'll need the economy line." He raised his boarding pass. "Seat 1A. That's first class." "I understand, but this section is for our top-tier guests." "I am top-tier." She stiffened. "Sir, please don't make a scene." Scene. That word again. He wasn't shouting, wasn't cursing. He was just standing there, breathing, existing. A white businessman stepped forward, handed her his pass. She beamed. "Welcome aboard, Mr. Harrison. Thank you for flying with us again." Caleb didn't move, and that's when he made the call. Now, terminals were in chaos. Flights canceled, agents swarming, passengers shouting. Brenda kept glancing his way, her heart pounding. 2 men in dark suits cut through the crowd. Not TSA, not airport security. They moved with an air of authority. They approached the gate. "Where's Mr. Blackwell?" one asked. She pointed with trembling fingers. "Him." They nodded, walked over to Caleb. "Mr. Blackwell," said the taller one, offering a respectful nod. "We're here on behalf of the board." "That was fast," Caleb replied. "You did just pull the fire alarm on an airline. Let's talk." He stepped aside. They ushered him through a VIP door. No one dared stop them. Inside the private lounge, blinds closed automatically. "We hoped today would go differently," said the shorter man. "Hope isn't a strategy," Caleb replied. "Word is spreading. 3 other airports have already reacted. Investors are calling." "Let them panic," Caleb said. "Let them feel it." The taller man leaned in. "What's your endgame?" Caleb looked out the window. "Not yet. Not until she says so." He didn't answer. 3 years earlier, a charity gala in San Francisco, hosted by the same airline, had Caleb as the keynote speaker. At the entrance, a security guard blocked his path. "Need to see credentials." "I'm Caleb Blackwell, guest of honor." "Don't see your name." His assistant, Tessa, stepped in. "His name's on the flyer." Another guard rushed up, hand on his holster. "Hey, hands where I can see them." "He's getting his invite," Tessa snapped. The crowd turned, phones out, whispering. Eventually, an organizer arrived, waved them through. "Honest mistake," they said. Caleb smiled, but inside, something hardened. After his speech, a young black woman in a catering uniform approached him. "Mr. Blackwell, what you do matters. If you ever speak out, I'll be listening. My name's Simone Jones." He never forgot it. Back in the present, the board chair called. "You've grounded every flight. We're hemorrhaging." "I told you," Caleb said. "I'd only license Sentinel core systems to airlines that followed equity standards. You refused. We can apologize. Suspend the gate agent." "I'm not interested in apologies." "Then what do you want?" "Simone Jones." "Who she worked for." "Catering left after being harassed." "You'll find her. Offer her whatever she wants. When she tells me she feels safe boarding your planes, I'll consider lifting the shutdown." The suited men stared. "Tell the board," Caleb said. "They have 48 hours. Tessa burst in, phone shaking. "Caleb, you need to see this." A video. Caleb at the gate, the denial, the call, the red screens. The caption. "Black CEO denied boarding first class. Then shuts down entire airline with one call." "Let it spread," he whispered. By noon, it had 2 million views. By 1 p.m., it was national headlines. "Who is Caleb Blackwell?" trended worldwide. Still, Caleb sat in silence. Tessa paced. "Half the airport's frozen. Senators are tweeting. You look like a superhero." "I'm not," he replied. "But you sure look like one today." Naomi called. "Found her. Simone Jones. New York nonprofit teaching black girls to fly. She saw the video. She knows it was you. Is she coming?" "On the way. She's crying. Said to tell you thank you." An hour later, a black town car pulled up. Simone stepped out, wearing jeans, sneakers, and a red hoodie. Tessa met her. "This way." In the lounge, Caleb stood. They didn't speak. Then she hugged him. "I saw what you did," she whispered. "I did it for us." They sat. He offered her full control of a new division within Sentinel Corps. "Build your airline. Equity-led. People first." "Why now?" she asked. He gestured to the terminal chaos. "Because now the world is watching." Just then, executives entered. Brenda had gone public, denying everything, claiming Caleb was aggressive. Caleb didn't flinch. "She's rewriting the truth," Simone said. "She's trying to paint me as the dangerous black man." The CO offered a handshake. "Don't waste time," Caleb said. "This isn't about one agent. It's your culture. Every gate, every stare. What do you want?" "3 things," Caleb stated. "Public apology to Simone by name. Third-party equity audit. Rehire her with triple salary as head of equity innovation." They agreed. Then Tessa interrupted. "Problem. Brenda gave an interview. Called you threatening. said she feared for her safety. Caleb watched the footage, then said, "Let's go live." They walked to the terminal. Naomi waited. "We're live," she said. 32. Caleb spoke into the mic. "I was denied boarding not because of policy, but prejudice. I was told I didn't belong. When I stood my ground, I became a threat. Why? Because of how I look." He looked at Simone. "I didn't shut down an airline because I was angry. I did it because I could. For every person who's ever been told they weren't enough." Simone stepped up. He didn't threaten anyone. He stood his ground. For the first time, someone listened. The world erupted. He made the call. But Brenda wasn't done. She filed a lawsuit. Emotional distress, public humiliation. Caleb smiled coldly. "She wants to dance? Let's write the truth." More came. Death threats, sabotage. They didn't retreat. They launched Flight 1, a black-owned, equity-led airline. Their first flight lifted off from Oakhaven. The co-pilot was a black woman. Simone's voice came over the PA. "I used to clean these planes. Today I own one." And she wasn't flying alone anymore, because revolution didn't begin on the runway. It soared into the sky.